Alright, so I'm situated. I got a place to stay, it's a nice site. Not too many bugs eating me alive this time. I'm now headed into Tobermory. So I'm gonna get some food, give Coete some food too. He needs some gasoline. And then at some point here, I'm gonna have to change my oil.
Today, I'm going to a unique type of conservation area. Instead of a provincial park or a national park, I'm going to explore the Fathom Five National Marine Park. Established in 1987, Fathom Five was a unique trailblazing idea for Canada's national park system. Typically, conservation efforts have been limited to parcels of land. It was the first of its kind in Canada, and others have been created from Fathom Five's model. The park protects a freshwater ecosystem with a series of islands, lighthouses, and shipwrecks, making this a popular scuba diving and snorkeling location. Unfortunately for you guys, I'm not big on diving, so people like me settle for glass-bottom boat tours instead. There are over 15 wrecks you can either snorkel or dive to, depending on their depth. The most popular is the Sweepstakes, one of the best preserved 19th century Great Lakes schooners. Schooners were a mid-sized style of sailing vessel used for carrying a significant amount of cargo at high speeds. The Fathom Five Park has even made underwater repairs to the wreck to keep its deck from collapsing. Much like the Titanic out in the Atlantic, these ships won't last forever. I'm taking a boat ride on that glass-bottom boat out to Flowerpot Island, where there's a lighthouse, hiking trails, and a unique geological formation that gives the island its name, two stone pillars shaped like flower pots.
Sometimes it's nice to just go to a place. You can't hear the footsteps of other people, their voices, the distant humming of their cars, the tires on the pavement, and not even the jets up above. And just close your eyes and listen. The trees, the birds, the water. All right, let's go.
So what exactly is geologically going on here? How was the Bruce Peninsula formed? Why the islands? If you're like me, you'd probably guess it was the result of Ice Age glaciers. And while that's true, and glaciers did come through here and help form this region, there was a formation deep underground that the glaciers had a tougher time plowing through. There's a very long geological formation here called the Niagara Escarpment. A thin, long band of dolostone sits on top of much more easily eroded shale as a kind of cap. Basically, the land around the Niagara Escarpment was washed and ground away by glaciers, but this escarpment stayed behind. And here's what's really interesting. The escarpment is super long. It forms the Door County Peninsula, a popular tourist destination in eastern Wisconsin, and then it comes into the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It forms the largest lake island in the world, Manitoulin Island, and it breaks to make Lake Huron's opening into Georgian Bay while forming the Bruce Peninsula that I'm on now. It then bends down into southern Ontario and abruptly cuts to the east, creating its namesake, the Niagara Falls. The Niagara Falls are a result of thousands of years of erosion. The gorge that the river creates downstream easily cuts through and erodes the rock around it, but as soon as it hits the tougher dolostone of the escarpment, it creates a wall of water which takes much more time to erode. The flowerpot formations are a small yet perfect example of this. The top is a dolostone cap with weaker, softer limestone washing away underneath. The wind and waves of time wear down the limestone while the cap remains, leaving this conical C-stack formation. was a pretty eventful day. I take the ferry back to Tobermory and enjoy a rooftop burger and poutine while talking to fellow travelers. Tomorrow, and next episode, I'll be venturing into Bruce Peninsula National Park itself. There used to be a third flower pot, but it crumbled and fell.